The state opens clean and controlled, but the real signal here is strategy. They don't rush into accusations, they build structure first. By grounding the testimony in employment, role, and assignment, the department is quietly establishing credibility before dropping anything damaging. That's not accidental. It tells the judge this isn't emotional, it's procedural. The focus immediately shifts to parental rights, which is already a high-stakes frame.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Shay Cairns as its witness.
Okay.
Shay, who do you work? Oh, sorry, I didn't let you swear her in.
Yeah, Ms. Cairns, if you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. I have Kayla Scone just joined the waiting room. Is she for another hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Shay, who do you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a caseworker or a permanency specialist.
And are you assigned to Leslie Jean Richard Stiles, the child?
Am.
Okay. And is his father, I'm sorry, what's his father's name?
Cody Scott.
And is his mother Dominique Stiles?
Yes.
And are we here today asking the court to set an interlocutory hearing on the issue of Dominique Stiles' parental rights?
Yes.
And can you tell us what are some of the issues you have been having with Ms. Stiles in regards to drug screens?
She has not complied with the drug screen since the end of January.
Okay. And was there an oral swab in October of 2025 that caused you concern?
Yes.
And did she also refuse to provide an oral swab sample this year in 2026?
Yes.
And was that in January of 2026?
Yes, it was.
Okay. In addition to that, what other problems with screens are you having with Ms. Stiles?
She's just not going to them, or there's an issue at the lab.
Okay. And did you send her on March 10th, 2026 to drug screen by urinalysis by noon on March 11th of 2026?
Yes, I did.
And did she complete that screen?
No, she did not.
And historically, what drug has Ms. Stiles struggled with?
Meth.
And following her refusal for that January oral swab, did the department move her in-person visits to virtual for the safety of the child?
Yes.
Okay. Are we asking for any changes in visitation today?
Yes.
What changes are we asking for today as well?
If we could just stop them.
Okay. And do you believe that's in the best interest of the child?
I do.
And can you explain why?
Well, he's a baby, and the virtual really don't do anything for him. You know, it's more for mom, and they only last about 10 minutes because he is a baby.
Okay.
And then her not complying with drug screens.
Now, at the last hearing, the department had agreed to provide Ms. Stiles with a service plan. Was that service plan provided to Ms. Stiles?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And that was without it being ordered, correct?
Yes.
And what referrals has Ms. Stiles asked you to send out so she can work her services?
None at this time.
Have you been able to verify her employment?
No.
Have you been able to verify her housing?
No.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Hill.
No questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Archer.
No questions, Judge.
All right. Mr. Barfield still has not joined us. So, Ms. Gutierrez, did you have any other witnesses?
We have no other witnesses, Your Honor. At this time, the department rests. There has been a finding of aggravated circumstances against Ms. Stiles. We are asking for an interlocutory hearing. I believe May 18th is the next perm hearing. We're asking to hold that interlocutory hearing at the same day and time.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
and we are asking for visitation to be stopped, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Hill, did you have any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call Ms. Stiles.
All right. Ms. Stiles, if you'd unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. If you would raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Hill.
Ms. Stiles, good morning. You've heard the testimony of Ms. Carnes requesting or regarding your drug screening or lack thereof. Is that correct?
Yes.
So was there an issue in January with your ability to drug screen?
Um, January, the oral swab, I said that I wanted it done like professionally because I didn't trust the way that she handled it the last time, the time prior to that. My my sample was left unopened and unsealed and then taken in her personal vehicle to FedEx, and I didn't, because of all of that, and it came back positive, and I just didn't trust it because I'm on prescriptions and I wanted to know that it could be done professionally. And so I asked them to do that, and they just said okay, and then that was it. That was all they said to me about it.
Okay. Was there a February drug screen
Ms. Stiles
request
finally responds, but her defense leans heavily on distrust and confusion. That's risky. Courts expect compliance even when processes aren't perfect. Her argument about mishandled samples introduces doubt, but it also shifts focus away from her own responsibility.
request made February, I believe 10th or 11th,
Yes.
9th, 10th, 11th, something like that? And did you complete that drug screen?
I attempted to. I went up there. It was actually on the 9th. I went up there and they told me that it was for my nails and I had acrylics on. So she told me that I had to soak the acrylics off and then I can go back, which I tried to do. But when I went back the second day, she said that, well, after soaking them off and everything, I didn't have enough nails for them to sample. And that's when I was informed by Shay that I was supposed to do UA too, but any lab test now didn't even tell me I had to do a UA. They just told me about the nails. So I went back up there to try to do the nails, and I believe they told me that something was wrong with their system. The system was down, and they talked to their supervisor and told me to come back. It was a back and forth, and I communicated all of this with Shay, and I told her what was going on.
So if I understand you correctly, you were requested to give a UA and you were there and you would have, but it was the facilities issue and they couldn't take it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay. And then regarding the March drug screen that she says you didn't take, was there a reason you didn't take the March drug screen?
I'm not aware. She didn't text me or anything about one, so I don't know.
Okay, my mistake. So there was no March drug screen requested?
No, not that I've looked at my messages just now and I didn't see any.
Okay. If you had been requested in March, would you have gone?
Yes.
Okay. Are you asking the judge to deny this motion and let you to continue to attempt to work your service plan?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
No questions. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer?
No questions.
All right, Mr. Barfield is still not with us. Mr. Hill, did you have any other witnesses?
No, you're on arrest.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
And Your Honor, if I could recall Shay Carnes briefly.
Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Shay, you just heard Dominique Stiles' testimony. Is that correct?
Yes,
Can you tell us what you have received training on taking oral swab samples? Is that correct?
yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what the protocol is once a sample is taken?
That I take it to FedEx and let them sign a paper saying that the chain of custody on who got it, and then they seal it and send it.
Okay, so it's required as a part of your training to be unsealed for FedEx to seal themselves. Is that correct?
Yes,
And at that point, FedEx does an affidavit or something to that effect for chain of custody. Is that correct?
yes,
And were those protocols followed in that October 2025 oral swab?
yes, ma'am.
In addition to that, Dominique Stiles mentioned her medication. Have you asked her multiple times for a picture of her medication?
Yes,
And did you also offer her to send a list of her medication in that oral swab package that you were trying to get done in January of 2026?
yes,
Okay. In addition to that, did you inform Ms. Stiles that she needed to urinalysis drug screen in February
yes,
before she went to the lab?
yes, ma'am.
So she was aware of that and made no attempt to contact you to let you know it hadn't done at that time. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then the oral swab attempt in January, did you in fact offer for FedEx to actually come to the location to pick up that sample?
Yes, Casey at the front desk was willing to do that.
As well, did you offer for another worker to do the swab?
I did.
Okay. And the request for March drug screening, how did you let Ms. Stiles know she needed to drug screen?
I emailed her and her attorney.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness.
All right. Anyone else have questions for Ms. Cairns again? No? All right then. Okay. Does anyone have anything else to present today?
No.
All right then. Okay, based on what I've heard in the motion that I've read, I will grant the department's motion to set the hearing on Ms. Stiles' parental rights. I will set an interlocutory hearing on those rights to be held in conjunction with our next permanency hearing on May 18th, 2026. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before May 18th to see what time of day we'll have that hearing, so you don't wait around in the waiting room. I will also grant the department's motion to suspend Ms. Stiles' visitation until further court order. All right, we'll be in recess on this case.
Your Honor.
For those, yes, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. Ms. Stiles would wish to request a jury trial in this matter, Judge.
Okay, I'll make note of that. Go ahead and file your formal motion with the clerk.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
We'll be in recess. I will be back at 9:30 to call another Randall County case. That's an initial permanency hearing involving the Wesley and...
The judge's ruling reflects a clear alignment with the department's framing, granting the interlocutory hearing signals that parental rights are now seriously in question, not just under review. Suspending visitation confirms that the court sees immediate risk or lack of benefit. There's no hesitation in the decision, which suggests the evidence felt consistent and persuasive. The structure of the ruling also matters. It keeps everything moving quickly toward a higher stakes hearing. That's not neutral, that's directional. Ms. Stiles requesting a jury trial is a last strategic move, possibly aiming for a different dynamic outside a single judge's interpretation. But it doesn't change the immediate outcome. For now, the court has shifted control away from her entirely. The case isn't paused, it's accelerating toward a decisive moment.